everybody, welcome back to Generic Fun 95, and tonight I'm gonna talk to you about a show that I watched last week with my niece. And it's been around for some time, actually, since the mid-2000s. It's called Pocoyo. It's a show about a little boy who goes on adventures and learns about growing up, similar to Caillou, but it's a lot more calmer, more gentle than Caillou, which, frankly, I think it's a way better show than Caillou. Caillou is crap. Luckily they pulled Caillou off the air because he's a monster. That's why I always make grounded videos out of Caillou, because Caillou sucks. Because he's been teaching kids how to become brats like him, and we've had enough of that. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, so they pulled Caillou from the air for good. Anyway, this isn't about Caillou, this is about Pocoyo. Sorry, I keep pausing the video because I keep yawning, and I don't want to yawn on camera. It's just not professional for a YouTube video like this. Anyway, Pocoyo is a little boy who learns about growing up, a 3-year-old boy who learns about growing up who wears a blue jumpsuit and a blue hat. And he has other two friends of his. They're mostly shown on screen. Are Pato the duck and Ellie the elephant, who also go on some crazy adventures with him and join him in some simple activities like playing blocks, or often Pocoyo would make his friends angry by doing some disrespectful crap. Like in one episode I remember he left a mess for Pato to pick up. And also at Ellie's tea party, he ate up all the cookies on her, and he just left. A rude little shit. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Yeah, we're kind of talking about Pocoyo's behavior. He mostly has a friendly attitude, but really. Also, there's a British narrator in the English version. I think it was originally a Mexican show. I'm gonna look that up right now, actually. See if Pocoyo was originally a Mexican show. Whoops. Or is, actually. Spanish preschool interactive comedy, computer animated. Yeah, so I think it originally aired in Mexico and was imported up here to the US and made it English. Also, they added some later characters like Nina, who's a Japanese girl, but she came in later in the series. Anyway, this is about Pocoyo. Anyway, about the show, I might have already told you, but I'll tell you one more time. It's about a show about him and his friends learning about growing up and getting into crazy shenanigans, and also teaches kids problem solving, which is a pretty good educational show if you're between the ages of 2 and 5 years old. And also, my niece was a few years over the age limit, and she found it boring too because she was too old for this show. My younger nieces would have liked it, actually. Well, two of my nieces, I have 5 nieces, and two of my nieces are in the age range, and my youngest is only 18 months old, and can't watch it yet, or maybe she can now. Alright, let's change it from 18 months to 5 years of age for the target age for little children. Yeah, so the show is targeted to 18 months to 5 years of age, basically. And it teaches kids about certain situations on what you should do, and teaches manners, basically. And it's not a bad show for that target age. It has a 4.6 review on Google, which is pretty good. It's better than Caillou. At least Pocoyo is a much sweeter little boy than Caillou, who's a monster and spoiled brat. Which I never want to see Caillou again. That's why he always gets grounded on my series. Pocoyo is also slow-paced, and in the English version, there's a British narrator who is voiced by Stephen Fry in the English version. And I'm saying English because I think Pocoyo is also aired in the UK too, as well as the US. Basically, the show, I find it very boring because the narrator is so slow at, well, I'm a grown-up, so of course he's boring. The show is boring. And the show it's too slow-paced for a grown-up to watch with their kids. Because also the characters speak very few words. Well, Pocoyo speaks very few words. And one episode has several episodes in one, which it makes it very long. I guess they're trying to keep kids' attention span there in place before it ends. Which I found it to be very boring. Every episode really has a lot more episodes. It's still going on today. It's been on the air for 18 years now. It first aired on May 10th, 2005. It aired right after my sister and I turned 10. We were way too old to watch that show then. It aired right after our 10th birthday. And I only remember a little bit of the show first airing as a series premiere. But I don't remember many of the episodes until I watched them again just now. And they're boring as hell, because we're grown-ups now. But I'm sure it's entertaining to little children, even today. But it's not fun to watch for grown-ups. Anyway, now on to the animation. It's dull. Well, it's somewhat decent, but mostly... Basically, the background is just a plain white background most of the time, and nothing more. Some CGI clouds or the sun, some trees, but nothing more. And also, the trees and characters have very little to no detail on them, which is stupid and cheap. Maybe they were poor then, I don't know. 'Cause even in 2005, some studios didn't have much money, and they just dealt what they had with. They just had to do what they had. And that's excusable. The animation is very expensive. And always has been. I'm sure it's very expensive today, too. Even the quality in today's Disney and Pixar films, for example, are going down. Probably because of budgeting. And even the quality of the content, too, is going down. Which I hate today's Pixar films. They suck. And they're ugly. And they look like they belong in the trash. The older films are way better than today's films. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, back to Pocoyo. Even Pocoyo has better quality than today's Pixar films. I mean, look at Caillou. Caillou is a cartoon, and Pocoyo has fewer... Pocoyo has fewer details than Caillou, and it's in a different animation style. Sorry I keep bringing Caillou up. Caillou has a 2.5 star Google rating, while Pocoyo has 4.6 star rating. Which Pocoyo is basically kicking Caillou's ass so hard right now that they're doing way better today. Look, these are just my opinions, and I don't have any kids. I'm just telling you what I feel about it. Pocoyo, it's really not too bad at all. It's not violent like Caillou. Basically, also in the animation, Pocoyo sometimes does this weird thing where he flips without without showing him doing cartwheels or actually trying to do a flip. Sorry, my stupid camera keeps going out of focus. Please excuse that. So if I had to choose between Pocoyo or Caillou, I'd choose Pocoyo for sure. Even though it got a little boring, even though they had several episodes in one, for some weird reason. They're just basic life lessons, simple life lessons for little children. So yeah, that's the animation, and also I left out, there are a few other characters, like Lula, the dog, Sleepy Bird, the sleepy bird, and there's a weird red octopus of some kind, and a few others that I don't really remember from the show. Oh, Caillou is... I'm so sorry. I had to do that because that's really what Caillou is. I'm sorry if it grossed you out, but... yeah. Well, Pocoyo is a great show. I'm so glad that some shows are improving. Also, we watched another show. It's mostly a girls' show called True. I just remember it's called True, but I actually like that show a whole lot better than Dora the Stupid Explorer. Because it's very similar to Dora, except that she's not so annoying. Because True herself is not so annoying, and she's smarter than Dora. No offense. And True is also more creative than Dora. Sorry, I'm jumping right into Dora. I'm jumping right into True instead of Pocoyo. Those were the two shows we watched when my niece came to visit. Even the Teletubbies I find to be a sweet show, even though a lot of you hate it. I liked it. Well, even my twin sister hated the show, but I liked it because it was just calming to me. Even Teletubbies is similar to Pocoyo, except it was recorded live. The original series was live action with those big suits that the actors were in. Because yes, I heard that the actors were in big suits. I think I heard that the Tinky Winky suit is 10 feet tall. And the Po suit is 6'7", which that can't even fit in here. I can't even fit in that suit, even though I'm 5'10". Sorry, I keep going out of topic. Please. I apologize for going off topic too often, because this is really about Pocoyo. Anyway, my final thoughts on the show. It's okay, kind of boring, while Teletubbies is slightly more entertaining. Which, really, I don't watch Teletubbies anymore. I've outgrown the show years ago. But I'm glad they made some good shows. Not all shows are bad. I know Caillou and Dora are bad shows. I feel like PBS Kids and Nick Jr. were kind of drunk or something when they made those shows. and they think that kids need to be brats. But these smart people who made Pocoyo and True are people who genuinely care about children's education and entertainment. So yeah, Pocoyo. I would give it a 3-star rating, to be honest. Not too bad. If I had to rate Caillou, I'd give it 1 star. And Dora, 1 star. Actually, 2 stars. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about. It's getting late and I have other things to do before I go to bed. So, I haven't had dinner yet, which is not good. So I'm going to go and have dinner now. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll see you guys all on the flip side. Bye now.